Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over some key parts you should have if you are a hobbyist small engine mechanic like myself. I'm making this video because when I started out a few years ago, to be honest with you, I had no clue what parts I should even have. So over the past few years, I've discovered these parts in front of me, and I think they're really helpful if you're a hobbyist mechanic like myself. They're relatively inexpensive if you know where to look, so I'll tell you guys along the way where I got the parts and where you could go for the best deals. So, without further ado, let's turn this thing around and I'll get to the parts. So, here's the workbench with the parts on them. This video is only going to be about parts, not about tools. If you would like a separate tool video, like to see what's in here or whatever else, please leave a comment because I would be more than happy to make a tool video because let's be real here, who doesn't love tools? So, first parts I'm going to get into that you should have I'm going to talk about oil. So, if you are a hobbyist small engine mechanic like me, you're going to use three kinds of oil. First is going to be 5W30. This is the brand I get. It doesn't have to be Pennzoil. It can be SuperTech from Walmart. I got this because it was on sale, but whatever. So, you're going to need 5W30 because you're going to want to run this in all of your winter engines like snowblowers, ice augers, etc. That's the first oil. The second oil you're going to need is going to be 10W30. I got this Quaker State one, again from Canadian Tire because it was on sale. It doesn't really matter the brand though. It's just a small engine, doesn't matter. You can say so you're going to use 1030 for lawnmowers, lawn tractors, anything in the summer because 1030 is a thicker oil than the 530, and you're going to want to run thicker oil in the summer because it's hotter out and you want thick oil in the engine to keep it lubricated. So there you go. Second oil. And the third and final oil is going to be two-stroke oil. And hey, I'm not going to get into brands on this one as this is quite the controversial topic here on YouTube. But I just bought this AMSOIL Saber, haven't used it before, so we're going to test it out. So two-stroke oil, pretty self-explanatory. You're going to use it for all your two-stroke engines like chainsaws, weed whacker, leaf blower, whatever. So here's just a look at the bottle. This one was quite a bit more expensive, but you know, I'm willing to spend the money if it's that good. So here we go. That's the first part, I would say, done. That's oil. The second part you're going to want to keep around is some sort of spare carburetor. Now the three most common lawnmower carburetors I see, where I live anyway, is this style of Briggs & Stratton. I'll put a picture of the engine up on the screen. I see this style of Briggs & Stratton one. I see a Quantum style, which I don't have on me currently, but I see that one quite a bit. And I also see a Tecumseh, which I also don't have with me because I used up the last one. So I'll put pictures to all three of these styles on the screen. I really find it's handy to have an extra one in case you need parts off of it, or in case one that you get in is just too far gone to fix. And whenever you're keeping parts, keep ones that work. So I know this carburetor and fuel tank, this is a good part, and it even has a new air filter in it, so that's a bonus. So make sure when you're keeping carburetors and parts like this that you keep ones that work. This one works, so it's a good part to have a spare carburetor. The next part I want to talk about is air filters. So I see three main styles where I live. I see this one style. This is for Briggs & Stratton Quantum engine. Very popular air filter. Decently cheap on Amazon. That's where I get the air filter from, Amazon, because you can get a bunch of them for a really cheap price. I'll put a picture up on the screen and a link in description. Same goes for this Tecumseh style. It's just a round one like this. Pretty generic, pretty cheap as well. I see a lot of these every year. And I also see the last style here, this foam one. This foam one is actually for this carburetor here. So keep a lot of these on hand because when I first started out doing small engine repair, I would go to the store and buy just one at a time, and that was very expensive. Like one of these from the store, at least where I live in Canada, is around $5 to $10, which is outrageous compared to Amazon, and they're the same quality, so might as well go for the Amazon that are cheaper. I learned that. Buy in bulk as much as you can, because you're going to save copious amounts of money, trust me. Alright, next part. going to be the most gaskets. So you're going to want to keep a lot of these on hand if you work on the Briggs quantum engines. This is because I'm going to have a video on this soon. This goes in between the carburetor and the air filter box, and these always break, so keep a lot of these on hand. Really popular part. You're going to use a lot of them. Next are going to be these diaphragms. You're going to want to keep a lot of these on hand because you're going to use them. At least I have. In the last 4 years I've been doing this, I've used probably 30 of these. I've used a lot of these. Keep a lot of those on hand. The last part that I kept going from buying from the store was recoil rope and handles. So what I do is if ever I get a junk mower, I just cut off the handle and keep it because I'm going to use it sooner or later. And for the rope, I just bought a spool of it on Amazon. Yeah, basically starter rope, pretty cheap. It's cheaper if you buy a whole spool of it on Amazon or whatever than buying, let's say, a pre-cut section from the store. So go buy a whole spool. So, recap, these are just the parts I have found that I use relatively regularly as a hobbyist small engine mechanic out of my garage. If you have any parts that you use regularly that I didn't show, please leave a comment because I would be fascinated to see what you guys use. So, without further, thanks for watching. Have an awesome weekend, and stay tuned for more content. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. It's just because I have been incredibly busy with school. Grade 12, so final year. You know all that stuff, right? So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have an awesome weekend. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment because I read all the comments. So, thanks for watching, boys.